Serene, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Please do not forget to subscribe while you're here and go ahead and hit that notification bell so you can be made aware every time I upload a video. Thank you. So today I want to give a couple of updates on things coming up in the criminal world, and one of them things that I want to, let me live on my camera. I'm trying this new light situation, but I'm not sure how I feel about it. But I guess we'll see when I edit this. But anywho, excuse all of that. The first update I want to give is Derrick Chauvin. So he had a federal trial for, well, we already knew he had federal charges against him for violating George Floyd's civil rights. So apparently he decided to take a deal with the feds. And in this deal, I'm gonna make sure I hold on. Okay, it was right in front of me, my bad. So according to this deal that Derrick Chauvin did with the feds, he pleads guilty, and for him pleading guilty, he gets 20 to 25 years that will be done concurrently to the time he already got, which is 22 and a half years with the state. He also will serve 90% of his time in federal prison. So those are the things that he gets as a deal. However, what did shock me is he not only pled guilty to violating George Floyd's civil rights, apparently he violated a 14-year-old civil rights in 2017, who he also pled guilty to in federal court. So apparently this 17-year-old, his mother, this 14-year-old, the mother had some sons she was having problems with, so she called the police to come help her get her sons together or whatever, and apparently she got more than what she bargained for. One of the officers that showed up was Derrick Chauvin, and when Derrick Chauvin came in, apparently her 14-year-old was laying down in the bed, minding his own business. He wasn't the unruly son, to what I'm reading. Anywho, he was laying in his bed, sleep, minding his business. Derrick Chauvin went into his room, basically ordered him to get up out of his bed. Presumably he was not moving quick enough for Derrick Chauvin, so he was snatched up by the neck from his bed, slammed onto the floor, and then a knee was put on his neck. Apparently in the midst of his knee on this young man's back, he took his flashlight and hit him in the head and lower back area with his flashlight, causing damage enough for him to go to the hospital. Apparently he was bleeding from the ear and everything. Nothing happened. He was not penalized. He wasn't suspended. He wasn't anything. And this happened in 2017. If they would have suspended him, arrested him for that, or even reprimanded him in some kind of way, George Floyd might not have died. And that's pretty much what his brothers said when they commented after he pled guilty in court. They feel the same way. Pretty much, if you would handle him back in 2017 for what he did to a 14-year-old, he did this to a 14-year-old, their brother, their loved one, could possibly be here today. So apparently he was just on the roll of basically effing people up and getting away with it. Pretty much. So that was a update on Derrick Chauvin. The next update I want to give, which will be like 2 updates in one, the Ahmaud Arbrey trial, as we know, has come and gone. Apparently, the Gregory Mcmicheals, Travis Mcmicheals, and William Bryan will be sentenced on January 7th. So on January 7th, all 3 of the men will be sentenced for their parts in the murdering. Because they was found guilty, we can officially call them what they are, murderers, for murdering Ahmaud Arbrey. So they will be sentenced on January 7th. They also will be, they were and is charged in federal court also for violating Amar Arbery's civil rights. But theirs is even deeper because they are being charged with hate crimes also. So, unfortunately, there are no cameras in federal court, so we literally would have to depend on what is being reported of what happened in the federal court. And, of course, once the proceeding is over, if you would like to look at the court reporter notes or whatever, you'll be able to do that online or whatever when that's released from the court. Because I don't know if everyone know, but anybody going to court, court records are public. They're public records. Anybody can see them, read them, whatever. Anywho, I will give a definite date in February the next time we discuss that. Also, dealing from that same crime, the prosecutor who did not prosecute in the beginning like she should have, the Jackie Johnson, she has charges against her that she will be facing. I don't know when those are going to happen, but I cannot wait to see what does happen in her case when it's all said and done. Another case I will be paying attention to has to deal with a William Marcus Wilson. He's in jail right now in Georgia for aggravated murder, and basically, according to him, this car full of white teens were trying to run him and his Caucasian girlfriend, white girlfriend. He's mixed himself. Him and his girlfriend was at a Taco Bell. As they was leaving the Taco Bell, these trucks full of white kids saw them and began calling his white girlfriend a nigger lover. They began to, call them names, harass them. When they got in their car, pulled off, they followed them, pursued them down the street. They tried, according to the Mr. Wilson, they kept swerving into his lane, trying to push him off the road. Coming up behind him, basically trying to run him off the road. He was scared and nervous for him and his girlfriend, so he pulled out his gun. He showed them he had a gun. They continued to try to push him off the road, and they even began throwing beer cans at his car. At this point, he shot at the ground. They still kept coming. He ended up shooting again, and the bullet ended up going into the truck, killing one of the passengers in the car trying to run him off, in the truck trying to run him off the road, which happened to be a 17-year-old girl who died. They never said her name in the story. I will have to find her name and I will be able to tell you her name. But she died. And yeah. So the police state that they did find along the road he was being chased down, they did find beer cans on the side of the road that are the same beer cans that was in the cab of the truck that was trying to knock him off the road. The white teens are claiming they never tried to run him off the road and they never used racial slurs towards him. That was what the driver was saying, but another white boy that was a passenger, he wouldn't respond to any of the questions. He kept saying he pleaded fifth. He wouldn't respond to any of the questions of whether or not they were actually doing it, if they were trying to run him off the road, if they used racial slurs. He said he pleaded the fifth and continued to say he pleaded the fifth throughout the whole thing. So to me, it's simply you did not or you did. And if you plead the fifth, I got a feeling y'all did. So I will definitely be keeping an eye on that trial to see how that goes for that young man, because he is claiming the stand your ground law that they had in Georgia. Well, they have in Georgia. So we'll see how that works, because next, the Parkland settlement has happened. They have won a total of $25 million that will be shared by 51 plaintiffs. That includes the family of the 17 that's dead, as well as students and staffs who were injured at the Parkland school. One of the peoples that was injured, Anthony Burgess, he won a separate settlement of $1.25 million because his injuries were so severe he will be suffering from them for the rest of his life. So his lawyer separated his lawsuit from the group lawsuit so that he would have his own settlement, which he did get. They also reached a settlement with the FBI for $127 million for failure of possibly preventing the attack. Apparently, the FBI was sent a warning and a whistleblower, whatever you want to call them. Somebody called and said, hey, this kid crazy. He might shoot up the school. And the FBI, instead of investigating or checking it out, did neither. So, yeah. They're going to pay the families $127 million according to that settlement. So the next thing, the last thing I want to discuss is this shooting, the last school shooting we had here in Michigan, next door because I'm in Ohio, with Ethan Crumbley's family, his parents being arrested. I'm still not sure how I feel about this. If it's true that they literally bought this boy a gun for Christmas, yeah, lock him up. I'm down for that. I'm on it. However, if they did not buy this boy a gun for Christmas, I would love to know what possessed you to have a gun in your home that your son could get access to, knowing he was going through some issues. Period. I'm very curious about that. I also feel if we're going to punish the parents, there should be some punishment on the school officials also, because I feel like it's a blame on both sides. I do. But this just happened, so we still have a lot we have to learn about that to really have the full-blown details, because like they say, it's always three sides to the story: his, hers, and the truth. So we'll figure out all of that. But I just wanted to say my little bit of opinion about the parents being arrested, and we'll see. I'm also paying attention to that prosecutor lady. She seemed a little shady on the way she moving. I don't know about her. Well, we see as we continue watching. So that's just a little update on what I've been paying attention to and investigating and looking into. So go ahead and leave your comments on how you feel about it, and if it's something else out here you might have heard about and want to know more about, and it's interesting, hey, go ahead and comment about it down below so I can see about it for myself. I have some other things that I want to inform you on, but I think I'm going to do those in some story time videos, some true crime story time videos. So those will be coming out soon. So if you made it to the end of my video, thank you very much for doing so. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be aware every time I upload a video. Please enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you. Mwah.